Like, I just think there's a sexy way to go about things. Like, first of all, if we walk up to your car and you have a parking ticket on it,
I want you to kiss the street you got it on.
I want you to say, yes, I'm so fucking happy.
Oh my God, what a worth it date. Mwah.
It's just like,
I'm so happy I didn't. You know what the energy should be? I'm so happy it's just a ticket and I didn't get towed.
100%. It's because you know what it is?
I want you to see your car towed and go, thank God I wanted to take an Uber.
Chemical X.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to the Chemical X podcast. It's your girl, Veronica.
And your other girl, Alessia.
And if you haven't already, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment down below, and leave us 5 stars on Apple Podcasts. And if you're feeling ultra generous, leave us a little bit of a review. And I do go read them. They are super cute when you do leave us a review. So much love.
So do that now. We'll wait.
Hurry up.
Okay, thank you so much for not doing it. Welcome to this week's episode.
So guys, today is a very special episode because
Here we go.
I always start with this. You know what I realized? Like, I really harbor my stories, and I'm like, I'm really like protective over when I want to say something.
Oh, yeah.
And now I'm ready. I'm ready to talk about it.
We can't both be logical in this podcast.
I'm the strategic one. You just come on and you say what you want to say.
Yeah.
So I recently have gotten back into dating.
Why is the way you're doing this right now?
I'll do like a teaser.
No. That was so disgusting. No. Ew, that was like marketing scam, but like nasty.
I'm an advertiser.
I recently started dating. It was like, I recently just found out I'm pregnant. Like
100%.
That's what you
Don't bring that bad juju on me. Well, the baby's dead if it's in that corset, let me tell you.
Holy
So when I got out of my relationship,
Try another route.
when I got out of my relationship, obviously it took me a while to be like even open to the idea of talking to anyone else. You know, as you guys know, you know my whole breakup story. But eventually, you know, I kind of got to a point. Well, actually, I didn't really get there. It kind of happened by fluke.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always your friends. There's always your friends who push you to jump into something that you would never do.
Yeah.
You know?
I remember that day really well.
So I was out for ice cream with Alessia and my friend Alicia.
Well, it's what we do all the time. We finish an episode, and after we finish the podcast, we like to celebrate. And by
Celebrate what?
celebrate
Ruining our fucking reputation.
absolutely, we like to celebrate in one of our favorite places to go, and it's
Dippery. Use our discount code ChemicalX for $0 off.
literally. But they just have this like lava cake with fresh ice cream, and I got Veronica addicted. It's amazing.
It's amazing.
They're not paying us for this.
They're not. You're talking too much.
And normally, like, alcohol will get you to be like, babe, I know you guys haven't spoken, but just DM him. Who cares?
But it's ice cream.
But it's ice cream.
So that's what happened. So we were in the car and we were joking around. We were hyping up. And I was looking at a video. Me and Alessia actually it was on Alessia's phone. And we were looking at a video of this guy.
Never want to do it on your phone.
Never want to do it on your phone. We were looking at a video of this guy on her phone. And we were like, that's the hottest guy.
Well, we were like, that's a very good looking guy.
Well, that's the hottest guy.
Yeah.
And Alessia was like, that's Veronica, that's the hottest guy. I was like, oh my God, this is like my type.
And I think that when a friend hypes you up and says like, that's a hot guy, all of a sudden, because it's happened to me before, my friends will be like, that's a hot guy. And then suddenly I'm like, everyone stay fucking far away. That's my guy. And suddenly he becomes 10 times hotter if you get your friend's approval. Does that make
100%.
sense?
Well, when we're on,
Because now you're like, back the fuck off. That's my guy. It's the hottest guy and it's my guy.
100%, that's mine. So that happened. And after that, I'm like, wait, like that's the hottest guy. Like I want to speak to him. Like, how do I reach out to this guy? And I've always said this. Well, you've always said this. I've never said this, but I'm very like carefree. Like I'll do whatever I want. But I really have never in my life DM'd a guy first. Like, it's just not my style.
No.
And I always say, like, I don't like to DM people even. I like to meet you in person. But it was somebody that I knew I wasn't really going to run into in real life.
kind of knew.
I kind of knew, but I also knew Like, yeah, we already met in the past. And I knew that I wasn't really going to run into him because we don't go to the same places. And obviously coming out of a breakup, I feel like everyone has this like, I feel like everyone waits like a certain amount of time before they reach out to you. Do you know what I mean? And like, if they know about
nobody
your
wants to
breakup-
be the first Joe to come in and you just like fuck them over.
Oh, well, they also don't want to be the first one that is asking you on a date and it's too soon, you know?
Yeah.
So I was like, I need to obviously make the first move here, even though I fucking
Veronica,
don't
I have
want
a question.
Okay.
How big's your dick?
I'll have a huge dick.
And is it circumcised?
I think so.
I think it's really big though.
It's fucking huge.
When you sent that message, your dick was fucking bigger than any dicks we saw put together.
It's disgusting. I'm a man.
Yeah.
I slid in the DMs. That's disgusting.
Yep.
Off brand for me.
Yep.
And the worst part is that I'm with my friends in the car, eating my lava cake, living my fucking best life,
Yeah.
having my bitches hype me up. Yeah, but just fucking DM him. And I'm like, no,
And it's
I'm not.
so easy being the girl who's like,
DM him.
DM him. You know, I'm just thinking about myself. I'm like, this is such great content. This is just so fun. It's like I'm living through you. I'm like, this is so exciting, right?
Because everyone wants to see me talking to him, but they don't know that I have to.
Well, we just want to
stick out
know
my
what's
dick.
gonna happen.
Well,
so like,
100%.
give us the story, fuck, if we have nothing going on in our lives.
Well, I had to pull out my dick, obviously. So they're hyping me up, and I think it took me like a good 30 minutes or
Maybe
like
even
40,
longer.
Yeah, maybe even longer for me to like actually decide to say. Because at first,
I didn't think you were gonna do
well,
it.
I wasn't. I said I'm absolutely not doing
I
it.
think that's why I hyped him up even more, saying he's so hot, he's so hot, he's so hot. Because I needed you to do it. And I think when you hype somebody up, it's like,
And she was even screenshotting the video and airdropping me the pictures to my phone.
well, because
saying,
he was doing something with his mouth, and we're like, well, yeah, that's a hot guy.
That's a hot guy.
He's
so
gonna
anyways-
watch this and go, okay. Does Alessia want me too?
He's going, listen.
I'm just trying to give context to the episode.
He's like, I have back seats if she wants to come.
Your ex-boyfriend's going, I never liked Alessia. That's the funniest thing you ever said. Can you come on?
That is the funniest thing you ever said in my whole life.
Oh my god, we're laughing.
my
He's
God.
crying. Let's continue.
Whew, I'm crying. Oh my God. Anyways. So she's airdropping me pictures. Finally, I decide to DM him. Whatever.
Wait, why did I airdrop pics?
Because you were saying like, you have to do it. Like, look how hot he is. And then you were airdropping me the
Oh.
screenshots of his video.
Yeah, just
okay?
to remind you. Like, she was on the phone just messaging, and I'm like, let me just resend them to her to remind her, so maybe she'll send the message.
So I finally end up DMing him. We end up talking. We talked for like a little bit. Like I would say like we talked for the night and then like the next day over. And then he ended up asking me out on a date. And now this was the first time that obviously like a couple of people had actually asked me out on a date before that. But I just kind of like, I like slid by it, you know? I wasn't initially like I didn't think that it would get there when I DM'd him. I didn't expect anything out of it. I didn't know that he would invite me on a date. But when he did, I was kind of like, well,
Yeah.
I'm down. So anyways, he ended up inviting me on a date. And at the time I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to go on a date. Like even before in the past, I've always said I'm really not like a dater. I don't like doing dinner dates. They always give me a lot of anxiety. But then I feel like over time, like I've gotten really good at like talking to people and meeting people, especially with the podcast. I'm so good at like having conversation. So I was like, you know what? Like, let me just do this. Like, I'm down to like get to know someone.
Also, like, you want to go for dinner. Like, it's dinner or drinks. Like, I'm sorry, we're not going for a walk. We're not doing the ice cream thing. Like, I'll get the lava cake with my girlfriends when I'm DMing you. Like, I think it's like manly that he was like, let's do dinner.
Yeah.
I would find it a red flag if he didn't say that.
I get what you mean. And
Yeah.
like in retrospect, I'm obviously happy that it was dinner, but for a first date, I had so much anxiety. I was like, what are we going to talk about? Like, what am I going to wear? Like, it was so stressful that first date after a relationship.
If you guys know, like OG listeners, Veronica used to go on dates and grab the gum pack while she got in the car so that she avoided the awkwardness of, is it going to be a kiss? How's it going to go? Like, So you guys know, like, she thinks about these things before.
I have so much like anxiety about dates. And I was also worried, like, where are we gonna go? Like, there was just so many aspects that I was stressing out about.
Especially when you're like recently single, it's like, don't start bringing me to a restaurant where everyone's gonna be like, okay, so she dating again. Like, one person will recognize you in a restaurant. Make sure the lights are dimmed.
Yeah. So that was like a lot of my stresses.
Yeah,
you know,
what do we think we are, celebrities? Yeah. You gotta bring me to Carbone where it's dark and nobody's gonna know for Montreal celebrity over here.
He's gonna bring me in a basement. He's like, here's a panine.
Well, I mean,
it's dark. It's moody.
It's what you like.
There's a knife in the background. Maybe, I don't know. I might die. So anyways, fast forward. I say yes. I agreed to go on the date, and one thing I will say though, and this is just like a little tip, when you invite a girl on a date or like anyone on a date, and like there's obviously like a couple of days, like you're not going on a date tomorrow, like it's probably in like a week or like a couple of days, don't message me every day until that date. Because like I want to get to know you on the date.
Yeah.
Obviously, if it's like 6 days away, maybe message me after 2 days, like just so I know. Obviously, we're
just
still
like
on.
follow through and know like we're cool. Like this is still going down. Don't go MIA for 6 days and then the day of the girl's getting her hair done and she's like talking to her friends like I don't even know if this is still happening.
Exactly. And also don't speak to me every single day until the date, morning to night. Hey, how are you? Like, whoa.
Yeah.
Give me a breather. We didn't even sit down and have a dinner yet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You want to leave a little bit of mystery and you want to go on the date saying like really being like, I don't know anything about you. Let's start talking.
Exactly.
Also for your anxiety too, it's like, you know that you have like so many loopholes into how you can go about the conversation.
Yeah.
If you've already spoken about things behind a screen, it's like your anxiety will kick in more.
Exactly. And I really like that. Like we didn't really speak for a couple of days and he messaged me after like 2 days or something. And I that made me feel good because I was like, okay, phew. Like I know I'm not, like I have space. Like we're good, you know? So we ended up going on a date and it went super well. I was obviously like super nervous at first, but then, you know, you get the hang of it. You're here. You're like, bitch, I can do this.
You remember who you are and you're like, I could do this.
100%. Pass me the glass of wine. Let's go. So yeah, so that was my first date that I went on and it went really well. And like since then,
Veronica, did it start off well when you were getting ready?
Okay.
No.
Whoa.
So Veronica's like, look, like the day before we were actually filming a podcast. So she's like, since you're here, you're going to sit on my bed. I'm going to try on outfits. You're going to tell me what I wear on a first date. And I was like, okay, this no, this yes, whatever. Then we established that tomorrow she's going to finish work and then she had to get ready. Like you need that time on a first date. Oh, yeah. You can't be figuring out your outfit on the same day.
Oh, no. Your outfit needs to be folded on the corner.
Yeah, unless you're like a pro dater and you date all the time. Like, look, you just use the same outfit you fucking use on every date. But like you need to know ahead of time.
100%. So come date day, I'm like, this is going to be my outfit. Like perfect. Like I've planned my whole outfit. I'm so ready. Okay. So ready. I open my drawer to look at my outfits. Where's my top? I'm looking everywhere. I'm literally pulling out tops from everywhere. Like my room is a disaster because I'm like, I need to find, like I planned my life around this outfit. I'm freaking out at this point. Like he's here in 10 minutes and I don't have you need more than 10 minutes to think about.
And also like on a date, it's not like you can just whip up another top.
No.
Like you have to find something that's like conservative, but not conservative, but that like goes with an outfit. Like it's not so easy dressing for a date.
It's not. So I call Alessia because I'm like, I need to know right now if I give up. Or you know what I mean? Like I need to know if she has this top by accident, by fucking fluke.
But this is after looking for like a million
for 20 minutes.
But also, Veronica, anything goes missing, who do you call?
But you always. I love to blame Alessia because chances are it's her. So I'm
guys,
like,
just to put it in perspective, okay? Veronica one day was like, I need to leave. Where are my car keys? And I left. I left the city and I stole her car basically.
She took my car keys.
I took her car keys. She couldn't drive. She could do anything that day.
And the worst part is I called Alessia and I said, did you take my car keys? And her initial reaction was, Veronica, I didn't take your car keys. 2 minutes later, I hear, oh no.
But like, honestly, can you leave my car keys alone?
No, but can I have my car at least?
Can I have my top?
Can I have my car? Can you stop stealing my stuff? No. So guys, back to my first date. I'm searching, scrounging for this fucking top. And then I'm like, you know what? I need to know if it's here or not. I call Alessia. I'm like, Alette, please, can you check in your stuff if you have my top? And it's always the silence before she says, it's here.
Veronica, I really didn't want to find it because I was like, I would actually hate you.
Well, I was pissed at you for sure.
No.
Like, and there's nothing you could say. Like,
You know what it is? You spoke to Vidko and he called me after. He goes, yeah, Veronica's pissed at you. I'm like, well, I don't blame her. I'd fucking say, Uber me the top then.
well,
you
are
didn't
you
have
kidding?
the time or I would have.
Are you kidding?
No.
That's like, I'm allowed to be mad and you can't say
I
shit
can't say
about it.
shit.
You can't say shit. So Alessia stole my outfit for my first date. Fuck. Sabotaging me for sure. So anyway, so that was the worst thing ever.
The guy listening is going, how good is their friendship? Like, she's finding him hot also. She's stealing the top before the date.
Wait, actually, she is sabotaging.
No.
What the fuck?
Like, does she want this to work out? But then she's also telling him, DM him. Like, what's the story here?
Telling him. Just call me a him. So anyways, guys, I went on my date. It was a success. I ripped the Band-Aid off. And here we are
Rip
now.
the Band-Aid off. People are going, so you guys fucked. You're like, no.
No,
Not on the first date.
not on the first date. But there is the... No. Ew.
Ew, that's somebody, guys, who's recently dating. It's disgusting, man. That's somebody who's happy, guys. I haven't been there in a while, but it's nice. It's beautiful to see.
It's
I'm happy for you.
Leave my tops alone. I know you're trying to fucking sabotage me.
No.
I will say, though, little story before I actually went on this date. Keep in mind, it's the first date that I select to go on, okay? And I'm select. Check. So I'm waiting to go on this date. It's a couple of days. Me and Alessia go out to a new place that I never go to. And when we get there, I see there's a billion people in this place, okay? A billion. Literally a fucking billion. I've never seen that many. I didn't know that many people in Montreal actually
like
lived
Lady
in
Gaga
Montreal.
would say, there could be
100 people in a room.
100 people in a room, but it only takes one.
It only takes one. So guys, I look across the room, I'm scanning, and I see a hot guy. And I go, that's a hot guy.
That's a very hot guy.
And I turn to Alessia and I say, wow, that guy's really cute, blah, blah, blah. And whatever, he walks out and I'm like, oh, I think he left, okay? But I don't tell Alessia that I see him come back in and I know that he didn't leave. It's fine. So I go to the bathroom. I come out of the bathroom. And who's Alessia standing with? Going like this. Veronica, your guy. She's telling me.
Did I say your guy?
You said your guy.
That's
a bad friend.
That's a bad friend.
I'm like
Maybe
trying
I
to...
am sabotaging.
Now I'm like walking in slow motion, trying to think of like, how am I going to save myself in this situation? And Alessia brings me up to him and she goes, here. And he goes, hey, well, your friend told me, I said, my friend told you what? My friend told you what? My worst friend, enemy told you what?
Podcast fucking worst
Fucking
business.
bitch, colleague fucking canceled? What did she tell you? He's like, well, she told me you thought I was hot. And I was like,
Wait, is that how we said it though?
I think he said, she told me you find me cute or something. And I was like, what am I supposed to say now? No. No, you're ugly. Like, what the fuck? So I was just like, oh yeah, haha, whatever. And then he's like, oh, I'll take my Insta. So he adds me on Insta. And then we walk away from the situation. I tell Alessia off, you're the worst person I ever met in my life. The podcast
But you're also
canceled.
like, thank you.
So anyways, so I click on his profile and I see we have one friend in common. Okay? One friend in common.
Who's that friend? Veronica?
Happens to be the guy that I'm about to go on a date with in 2 days.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, tell me what are the chances that our only friend in common is him?
Tell me your city small without telling me your city small.
Well, fuck. Usually I'm used to a little bit of blank and 8 other friends. It was one friend. It was one friend.
That's wild.
And I was like, I just knew in that moment, I was like, I know that this means something. So I was like, anyways, whatever. Like, I wasn't into him, whatever. So as we're walking out, he stops me. And he's like, hey, you're leaving. And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, well, I saw we have a friend in common. And I go, yeah, no way. He goes, well, that's so funny. His ex-girlfriend, that's my sister.
Tell me the world is small without telling me the world is small. You were freaking out.
Well, I was like, tell
Wait,
me
your
what are the
date was
chances?
what? The next day after that?
It was like 2 days
You
later
didn't
or
even go
something.
on the date first.
No, I wasn't on the date first. And I'm like, what? Hey, met your ex's brother.
Oh my God.
What the fuck? That was the worst thing that could ever happen. And I was like, I just, why? I talked to what? Actually, I didn't even talk to him. You brought him, you fished him over for me.
Well,
and he fucking happened to be related.
concern is, why do they look alike?
I have a type.
No. As long as now you know if it doesn't work out with him, could just go for the brother-in-law. He's watching this going, I get why the ex-boyfriend didn't like Alessia. I don't like her either. Well, I'm next out.
Your ex all the time. You're always the friend that gets everything on.
You know what it is? I'm actually the truest, genuinest friend, but because...
You stole my top, don't forget, and my car.
No. I'll leave it at that.
Yeah, don't start saying you're the truth.
You know, as a guy, like, you should trust me the most because I'm the most, like, I'll say it how it is. You got to worry about the friends, you know, who are like, no, babe. And then they're going pss, pss in the back. That's the friend you got to be careful because you don't know what she's saying behind closed doors.
I'm not going to lie. You have a point. You do have a point.
Thank you.
Anyways, guys, so since then I've been on a couple of dates and there's a couple of things that I picked up on. Some things that I was like, well, I like this, you know.
I like it, Picasso.
It's been a while since I've been dating, so now I feel like I could finally give my opinion.
So what is the hottest thing after going on a couple dates that you were like, wow, I like this, Picasso?
So one thing that I really liked actually, which actually happened on my first date. Obviously I have like a lot of anxiety about like where we're gonna go and all that stuff. And you never ask where you're going on a first date. We agree.
No, you just don't do it.
It's in God's hands.
Yeah,
well, it's
but
actually in their hands.
I'm gonna be honest though, you were close to asking.
I was.
You were close. I know you want to give everyone this pep talk, but you're about to say
close.
My dick's really big, and it has been big these last couple of weeks. So where are we going?
Well, you know
she
what?
was even like, she goes, if he brings me here, here, and here, I'm actually telling him I'm not getting out of the car. I'm like, oh, brother.
Well, I know I said that.
And I would have done it.
I would have said turn around. So
tip number one, when a girl is finally going back out there, I'm the same way.
Yeah.
Don't bring me to a place where I'm going to start having to say hi to Joe and Nick.
Yeah.
Like, no. It's very...
But yeah, no, exactly. That was my worry, is that I didn't want to show up somewhere where...
Go somewhere that's a bit like secluded.
Yeah.
It's dark.
So yeah, so I was a little bit anxious, and I'm saying this for my girlies who are in my position, saying, should I ask him where we're going? Don't ask him where you're going, okay?
Take the risk.
Take the risk. So one thing that I really liked is when I got in the car, he was like, okay, well, I have 3 options. And he pulled out the 3 options and he was like, don't worry, we have reservations at all of them. So just pick whichever one you want. And I was like, that for me is the hottest thing because it's in your control, but like I still feel comfortable. Like I kind of have a say where it's like, obviously I'm in a position, like you said, where it's like, I'm like not comfortable going just everywhere.
Yeah.
And it kind of made me feel like, okay, safe, you know?
Yeah.
And I thought it was so cute that it was like you went out of your way to make 3 reservations. Like sometimes it's hard to even get a guy to fucking make 1, you know?
Yeah.
So it's like you really thought about like 3 places and like why you chose those places. I just thought it was really such a turn on.
Yeah.
For someone to be so prepared, so planned, and still have that like fun, like you choose, like you can pick which one you want, you know? And that for me was like one thing that was
that's just someone you realize off the bat that cares.
Yeah.
You know?
And just like puts effort in.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's something for me, something that's really important to me is someone that's like, excuse me.
Like we're having a dating podcast.
I know we're hot, but come on.
But also, do the men want to come up the stairs? Well, hold on. I'm wearing the fucking costume. I'm like this. Like, they're gonna have to save me from this outfit.
They have the cutters, that's for sure. So yeah, so I really like that. I thought it was just like I really value when someone's like thoughtful and like planned, and like I think that's so nice when somebody does those things. So I thought it was really attractive that was planned in advance.
Yeah, I mean, look, to do it always, I feel like no, at some point that ends. But for you at the beginning, he's still doing it, Alessia. So.
Well, no, I mean, I think now it's, but
I mean, look, whatever works for you. Personally, that gives me anxiety. I rather just pick one. I don't care if I don't normally eat dumplings. I'm eating dumplings today.
Right.
You know,
today.
I love dumplings, by the way. I don't know why I'm saying that. I just mean like I don't. But you know what? This is somebody who's been single now. It's like, hey, like just take control, go. But like, I definitely get it. If I was recently single, give me 5 places.
Yeah.
Like,
give me a checklist, actually.
Holy.
So yeah, I thought that was really nice.
Yeah.
And another thing too that I liked is somebody that I've been on like a couple of dates with. We went to a restaurant, and I guess like he's realized that I'm a little bit okay, I sound fucking picky, man, but I'm not.
Your
But
dick's
like every
just
time
big,
we
that's
go
it.
eat, I'll always be like, oh, like I'm very particular about where we sit in a restaurant.
Yeah.
Not super particular, but I like to sit in like a good spot, you know? So we had went to this one restaurant, and the waitress was like bringing us to our seat, and it was like a really cool, like it was like the nicest booth in the restaurant. And when she sat us down, I was like, wow, I'm so excited that she brought us here. I was hoping we would get this booth. And he was like, well, actually, like I asked in advance if we could be seated here because I saw the picture on the website. I thought you would like it.
That's hot.
I was like, that's
somebody who's listening. Men, we don't ask for much. Just fucking listen when we speak.
But it's like such a simple thing to do, but like makes the biggest
Like
difference.
he literally knows that that's where you'd want to sit. So he called and he's like, look, I'm coming to this restaurant, but like make sure that's where we're seating. And it's even hotter that he probably wouldn't even mention anything if you didn't say, wow, I'm so happy we sat here. Like he just gave away his trick only because you said.
Which is just crazy.
Yeah.
That for me was like probably the most impressive thing. Like this was like extremely memorable. And it's like a little thing. Like it's a little thing that goes a long way.
Yeah. It's the little things, man.
But the big dicks. So what about you, Ella? Have you been on any dates recently?
Fuck off. That's somebody who doesn't feel like talking anymore. I actually did go on a date recently. But we're going to talk more about like our New York City experience. Like next week, we'll do a whole New York episode. But yeah, when I arrived in New York City, I was, the first one there of my 3 friends. And I'm like, okay, well, who's taking me out for lunch? I am in New York City, and everyone should know the queen has arrived. Why every time do I say that do I die of laughter? I sound like that girl Victoria from The Bachelorette of like 8 years ago. The like villain that went home the first night. She was like, the queen is here. Like you're not a queen, sit down.
Do you have breath after saying that whole sentence? You need to breathe there. Jesus
I
Christ.
mean, normally there's Fiji water.
I'm gonna get you in. I think you're.
I couldn't check into the hotel until 3:00, which, everyone knows the hustle of that. You got to leave your freaking luggage with the doorman and you got to figure it out.
And pray that no one steals it because they never put it anywhere secure.
And, you're getting off a plane. Normally I like to shower. I'm not saying wash my hair, just rinse, but I couldn't. So, like usual, you go in the first bathroom you see that is being shared with everybody. There was a coffee shop in the hotel, so everyone is sharing that fucking, bathroom. And I'm stressed. Like I'm opening up my luggage, but I'm like, this is going to take 25, 30 minutes, like easily. My phone is dead. I want to plug it in there. Okay. Then we got to get the, my makeup. I got to brush my teeth. I gotta do things.
Wow, you really took over this coffee shop bathroom.
I did. And I hate that because I feel like every second I'm there, I'm like pressured where someone's going to knock. And it's like after the knock, you have a warning of how many minutes?
Yeah.
2?
Yeah.
Because if they're knocking, they've been waiting.
Yeah.
So very, very stressful. Anyway, I ended up getting ready. Somebody knocked. It was a mess. It was a mess, but we made it happen. I love that New York, you just like, he comes, he walks in front of the hotel and he's like, okay, let's go. And
wait, he picked you up by foot?
By foot. And normally I'm like it was a beautiful day. And New York City is very different. Like you walk, like it's
nobody has a car in New York.
He didn't even have reservations. We were just like, what are you in the mood to eat? Like very different than what I normally like, but very appropriate for New York.
Right. And for lunch.
Yeah. So I was really in the vibe when I got there. Like I want to start drinking. Like, and this is somebody I had already met once, but we never really like did a date.
Right.
And it sounds like, no, we just fucked and now we went off. No, we've never fucked. And whatever. So he picks me up. We're walking. Anyway, we finally sit down.
He picks me up on foot.
Choo choo. You want to get on the bag? What are you down to eat today? What do you want for lunch? I don't know. You? Okay, we're just clowns.
Don't bring me into this.
So whatever. So we're walking, talking, catching up. And then we finally sit at this Italian spot and, like everything was fine, but there's just certain things and certain like etiquette that I just like need. And one is like when the food comes, like why are you only putting food in your plate and not in mine? Like just what does it take to take that extra 2 seconds to give me some salad?
Yeah.
And then put it in your plate. I think you should even start with me and then go to you, and like it's 2 extra.
And even if like at least just serve, if you're gonna serve yourself, at least also serve me. It doesn't even have to be me first, but
literally
it's just common courtesy.
Yeah,
like, it just,
and like that already was like a turn off for me. So like
yeah.
I can't like how do you want me to continue if you can't even put food in my plate?
I find there's so many things when it comes to dating where it's the smallest things.
It's the smallest things.
It's the smallest things, but it makes the biggest difference.
Yeah.
You know? So guys, recently I actually got Invisalign. So I'm way back in my braces days, it feels like.
Keep smiling, baby.
Sometimes you're just a perfectionist and you just need to, you know, fix the little things because I did not wear my retainer after my braces.
Who did?
Nobody. So now I'm getting Invisalign, and I'm actually getting it with Dr. Marty in Montreal. So if you guys are looking for an orthodontist or a dentist to get anything done, cleanings, Invisalign, any sort of like dental procedures, surgeries, I actually also got my gum graft with her. You should check her out. She's actually super amazing. And honestly, like, I don't love the dentist. I'm actually a little bit afraid of the dentist.
Same.
And I can honestly say, like, going and see her, she's by far like my favorite. Like, I always feel comfortable with her.
Yeah.
She always like explains everything.
You referred me to her and I went to see her as well. And just the technology in that dentist is just so upscale. And it made me look at my old dentist and be like, why have I not been going to her sooner?
Exactly. So guys, yeah, check her out. Dr. Marty. She's located on Salisbury in Montreal.
Well, guys, as you can see, if you're listening on YouTube, which
You
is
better
where
be.
you probably should be wearing it, because I'm suffering right now in a corset, but I balanced it out with some sweatpants, all from the same place, which is Carte Blanche Shop, guys. If you are in the Montreal area, then you can go and shop there. They are a luxury consignment shop. And if you're not from Montreal, they also have an online website where you can shop luxury consignment goods at a great price.
And you can also use our discount code ChemicalX25 to receive 25% off. There are some exclusions on the site, but guys, you can get a beautiful luxury piece or, you know, a fashion item as well for a really good discount. So go check them out.
I mean, listen, if you don't listen to us by now, then honestly, I don't want you as a fawn. As a fawn. As a fawn. Guys, Izotti, okay? Tailor-made, Italian-made suits for you, so that you can finally get laid. I mean, it's not that hard. Girls don't ask for that much. I mean, we do. But if we see you in a hot suit, then all our requirements really go out the window. Then it literally just becomes about how hot you are in a suit.
And you're the hottest guy in the world. So guys, use our discount code ChemicalX at checkout and you'll receive 25% off your first suit, your second suit, or your 10th suit. So go check them out, izotti.com.
But then if we look through the date, there's so many things that you did that were right.
Yeah.
But like, you know what I mean? Like it's
The salad had fucked you over.
Also, something about New York, like it's no Montreal. We got to guess like if they're going to say one bill or not. Like that shit is predetermined. Like if you're sitting at the table, one bill comes. Like girls, you can stress less. I love New York.
Yeah. Well, New York, you'd be 7 people. They're still bringing one bill.
And that's fine.
Until you're putting 6 cards
Until you're 6 girls at a lunch. Yeah, that is a problem. But if it's 7 guys, it's just which guy's paying.
Did the rest of the date go well?
The rest of the date went well, but you know when you just know it's not going to be someone like you're ever going to like, it's never going to be anything. Yeah. I met him before. Like, it's not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know.
It was just
sometimes
a cash.
you just like, it's cash. You just want to go like, there's not really much to it. You want a fun lunch.
And you got a fun lunch.
I got a fun lunch.
Comped.
Yeah, comped, but I almost paid for it by the time I was fucking putting this salad in my plate. I almost handled the bill too.
Thank you. Okay, I have a question for you. What would you say is like the worst date that you've been on?
Like there's little things about a lot of them. I don't know like how to.
Okay, what's like?
Oh, I've spoken about it. The one that he was literally like harassing me. Like he wanted to.
Oh,
I didn't even get in the date, and he was already like, "Let's get out of here and fuck."
That's crazy.
Like that for me is the worst.
No, that's the worst.
Like just
for
insinuating that I'm gonna fuck you on a first date when everyone knows I don't do that shit.
100%.
Anyway, whatever.
What's some other like red flags that you found on dates that you're like, what the fuck? No.
Somebody who's always on his phone, which actually the guy in New York was like, he was very polite about it. Like, I'm sorry about that, but like, whatever. Like, no.
I mean, for me on a first date, your phone should never come out.
Like,
if you need to check your phone, go to the bathroom.
Or like if he leaves to go to the washroom or whatever, pull out your phone and then like it's fine. Or like towards like more the end, but why are you on your phone?
Your phone shouldn't even be on the table on a first date.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying?
That's
like
maybe like really old fashioned of us, but like that's how I was raised too.
When I go on like actually like the first couple of dates, like my phone is in my bag. Like I don't even look. I'm not even like glancing at my phone. Like I don't want to see it. Like I'm here. I'm with you. I want all my attention to be on you.
Yeah.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, he was dealing with a lot, so I felt bad. And like, also I feel like because we knew each other a little bit, there was a little less like stress there,
right.
you know? So
it was
like
less like first date stiffness, you know? Which is fine, which I get.
Yeah.
But like for me, that's something that I really wouldn't like. If a guy would be on his phone on a date.
Yeah. What about you?
Worst things?
Yeah.
I can only think about best things. Minka. What
the
fuck?
Wow. She found her husband. Nah. I could only talk about the good things. Everyone's going to say, Veronica, you look amazing. This episode, you're glowy, girl. I'm so happy for you.
It's crazy. No, because I think like the word, like I think I'm very picky about certain things. And I can see, like I can say them because I've seen things that I like. And then I could be like, okay, if you didn't do this, then I wouldn't like that.
Yeah.
So like one thing for me that really bothers me on a date is like, if you're like when you're on a date, you should be cool, calm, and collected. Like if you're overly heated about anything when we're on a date, like what is wrong with you? And one thing for me in particular, and this is just an example, like let's say, first of all, I don't know why I have so many things about parking, but like if we're going on a date and you can't immediately find parking, like don't drive me 8 minutes away from the fucking thing because you don't want to pay for the lot, or because you like find a parking. If you get a parking ticket, you'll deal with it. But like, if it's 8 minutes away, you better be dropping me off in front of the restaurant.
You know, my mom used to yell at my dad because let's say like we're driving somewhere or whatever, we're going to a restaurant and like he finds a spot, he doesn't want to lose it, but my mom's in heels, like my mom will fucking say something. She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't give a fuck because he found a parking spot.
Well, I just think if you're not like I like someone who's easygoing when it comes to parking. Let's find a spot. Oh, like there's no parking. Let's just go on the lot, whatever.
Date especially because you're like probably in heels. Like you're doing the click clack to the restaurant. Like just make me feel like a lady.
100%. Yeah. And like any situation on a date, like let's say I get the wrong food at my table or something. Like I order something, I get the wrong thing. Like if you should be freaking out about like
he should be almost like, honestly, like I'm so sorry you brought it. Charge us for it, but we won't even eat it. Like that. I'm like, dude, that energy though. I'm not saying pay for the fucking plate you didn't ask for, but like the energy of just being so cool about it that like you won't even see it if she added it on your bill because you're not even checking because you're just like you're chill this fucking date.
You just need to be chill. When I find when people start being like, oh fuck, she bought you the wrong thing, like let me get the waitress something that like it's chill, like we're fine, like we're good. If you just be like, oh like no stress, you want to switch plates, like do you want this, like we'll order what you want, like let's start with this and we'll order what you want, like
but
that's
I also
so
get
chill
the
to me.
pressure of a guy when let's say like, you know, you're sitting at a table and you order drinks and it's starting to take long,
right?
And then the guy's like, don't you find they're taking a bit long? Like I've had that too, and I'm like, it's because it's something I'm thinking too, you know? So it's like, they almost feel like, I'm sorry, like I'm ruining your experience.
But if you're complaining about it to the point where it's like, chill, like now you're ruining my experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I just think there's a sexy way to go about things. Like, first of all, if we walk up to your car and you have a parking ticket on it,
I want you to kiss the street you got it on.
I want you to say yes. I'm so fucking happy.
Oh my God, what a worth it date. Mwah.
It's just like,
I'm so happy I didn't, you know what the energy should be? I'm so happy it's just a ticket and I didn't get towed.
100%. It's because you know what it is?
I want you to see your car towed and go, thank God I wanted to take an Uber.
Told though, I got would be a little bit better. Told you're allowed to have some emotion, but a ticket. First of all, you already have the ticket.
I just thought of Mel for a second. Guys, our friend recently got told. She doesn't know how these things work because she doesn't go to the city much. And she got so mad and called them and said, can you please bring my car back?
They're like, sweetie, that's not how that shit works.
That's not how it goes. And also, when you come pick it up, just know you're slapped with another bill. So
$250.
babe, that they're not Uber. They're not bringing you your car back.
It's not take and receive back.
I thought that was the funniest thing
The
ever.
funniest thing.
As someone who gets told very often, I
how
know
this shit
that,
works.
look,
Once it's done, it's done.
it's done.
Anyways, so the thing about a parking ticket specifically, it's like when it's something you can't change, like you already have the ticket. Like there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah.
Just take the ticket, put it in your glove compartment. Don't be chill. If I hear, fuck, man, what the fuck? I'm going to be like, oh, no, I can't. Like,
Because
that's
then you almost feel like you want me to pay it. Like, it's that energy. But even
yeah,
though
it's
you're
like-
not going to, like, look, regardless, you got the ticket. Nothing's changing at this
Nothing's
point.
changing.
Just act cool about it.
Yeah,
You
'cause then
can't
what?
change it. You're just going to turn off the girl.
And now we're both awkward. Now I'm awkward because you're pissed. And now I don't know what to do. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, now it's just awkward energy. Like, I feel like the most important thing is like never make the person you're with feel uncomfortable in the way you're doing things. Like, it's more
Even if you're
uncomfortable.
late and you're in traffic and you're like, fuck. Like
it's just so much
call the
sexier to
restaurant,
keep it comfortable.
Call the restaurant, say you're going to be late. If they cancel, go somewhere else. Like, don't be... Just, nobody likes that.
Nobody likes that at all. So back to my original story that I told you guys when I was saying that when I was about to DM the guy that I had gone on a first date with, that Alessia had airdropped me screenshots of my phone. Okay.
Oh, yeah.
So fast forward, we're on a date and I scroll up in my camera roll to show him something. And lo and behold, guys, what's the pictures right beside the ones that I was clicking on?
The ones Alessia airdropped you.
Screenshots of him on my phone. And it's one of those things like when you see a picture of yourself, you always recognize that that's a picture of you.
Yeah.
Like it's not like me where I don't see it right away. Like, that that's
No,
you.
no, you know.
And what did I have to do? Explain the whole story. Well,
Wait,
it's
you
because-
explained it?
Well, I said, that's when, but then it wasn't making sense. Like Alessia, she airdropped them to me, but then
No,
it's like,
you're
why is
just
she
you're just
airdropping-
a psycho obsessed girl.
Oh,
and-
it's disgusting.
And blaming it on your friends is like any guy who fucking sold drugs. Is
well, he didn't fucking believe me. That's
no,
for
no,
sure.
no. It's not. They're not mine.
Oh.
They're my friends. I'm
holding them for Alessia.
Why are you holding his pics for me? I don't understand. I actually still to this day I don't even.
Why do you have screenshots of me on
I
your
don't
phone?
believe it either. I know that's what happened, but I don't believe it.
I didn't believe me when I said it.
You use those pics to jack off. I don't know why you're bringing me into this.
Do you guys know? And the picture I was showing was like, it was the most. So this is if I'm going to give you one piece of advice today, and it's delete your screenshots, whether it be of your texts, whether it be of pictures of them, just delete
You know where I
your
do that
screenshots.
also? Passing through the borders. I do it everywhere, okay? Because I've been there where he was like, pass me your phone. I'm looking through it. And he's like, don't worry, I'm not going to look at anything. And it's like, yeah, I know you are.
My tits are there.
Delete it for everything.
Yeah.
And if you're not going to delete it, because sometimes like nobody has time and like I get lazy, I don't do it. Maybe don't do what Veronica's doing. I don't know. Open her fucking camera roll.
Well, I didn't know my fucking
And that's the anxiety.
ex-friends
It's like
airdrop me pictures
and it's
of
not
him.
the person who's next to you that's fault, because if you're going with your phone, like, yeah, they're gonna look, but like, I don't know, dim the lighting. I don't know, find the pic first. But it's because you're really not expecting to have those pics.
And the worst part is it wasn't one of those situations where I could just let it slide. Like, I think I really had to address it because then it's like, why
what
do you
did you
have
say?
screenshots of me in your phone?
What did you
well,
say?
I said the story. I said when you were convincing me to DM him, you airdropped me the pics. But how much of a lie does that sound?
Well, it's not true.
I'm a liar. We all know I'm a liar.
But it's true because we were looking on my phone and you weren't going to go on yours now to do it. So I just screenshot it. Anyway, it's fine. We know the truth.
You're out. I think this episode is going to be Alessia fucks me over
No,
on multiple
Alessia
occasions.
I know I've always said like we don't DM first. But like, guys, if this is not your sign to just like DM somebody like you want to see, fucking do it.
Jesus Christ.
Well, I'm trying to bring a little bit of, like
Positivity, uplifting.
positivity here because like think about it, like this would never be probably a thing. Well, we don't know that for sure, but like if you didn't take the first step, so don't listen to my advice, but don't. Did you hear me? Just don't listen to me. But if there's somebody you want to see, just DM them.
Are you going to DM the next guy?
No. What's the worst thing that could happen?
I mean, there's a lot of worse things. He says, get the fuck out of my DM.
But like, will he though? If somebody's not interested, they can what? Not answer.
Yeah.
You're taking a shot, they might answer. And like you can still reverse the roles once you've DM'd them. You know, like you can still go back into being a lady and then all of a sudden like you start playing hard to get, you stop answering, and then it's like the roles are reversed, and that could happen. So guys, I'm not saying that you're always stuck in the big dick energy.
No, I mean, and I don't think it's that, like, I honestly don't think it's that bad. It's just a little bit out of my comfort zone.
Yeah.
But I am like, and also for the situation that I was in, I knew that it kind of had to be me. You know what I mean? Like, I think people need to know where you're at, if you're like moved on, like what's going on with you, you know? So whatever, I live my life with no regrets. So here we are. I have a question for you. What's your like go-to questions that you ask on a date?
Oh my God. What do you do for work? I heard that's not a good one to ask. Like,
I heard like it's like you shouldn't really ask.
It's
that.
borderline, but like also like,
what do you do?
Why? I want to know. What do you do? What the fuck do you do when you wake up? That takes up more time than the time we're gonna be together. What do you do?
Exactly.
Are you a drug dealer? Will you buy me a Chanel bag?
I mean, aside from the basic ones.
Tell me something nobody knows about you. I love doing that one.
I've asked that, but it's very hard question to answer, honestly. You think it's the sickest question to ask, but they're going,
and you know, every time you ask that, you better know what you're going to answer, because they're going to fucking
turn that shit around on you real quick.
And then you can't be like, I don't know. Well, then you shouldn't be asking a question you don't know.
Well, you better think of a new answer every fucking time, because if you're going on a lot of first dates.
But I think that one's fun. Like, tell me something nobody knows about you. It like creates this like fun bond of like, I only know this, even though everybody knows it. Like, would you play like 21 questions or something with a guy on a date?
I think if we're getting to that point, the date's not going well, if we have to resort to, you know, Googling 21 questions. I do like, though, asking like questions and like little things. I feel like on a first date, it's a little more, usually you actually have a lot to talk about on a first date because you're really getting to know each other. I feel like it starts getting more 21 questions vibes on like the fourth date. Yeah. Because you're like, okay, now I kind of know the base about you. Like now I want to know.
Let's talk about your ex-girlfriend.
You know? So what do you think is like the appropriate amount of dates before you talk about an ex? So the way that I see it is like a lot of people don't like speaking about an ex like in the beginning, but like obviously, and this is just me, I think like ex relationships or past relationships are so vital to like who somebody is and like how they operate as a person and like how it ended. Like I think it's so important to actually know about those things. And I know it's a little bit frowned upon to talk about it, but I actually like to know. Like I'm genuinely curious about your past relationships, about how it ended, like how long has it been? Like all these things tell me so much about you. So to avoid it for so long, I find that weird.
So like this is gonna be like I mean, I don't know. Like for me, like I'm so like I want to know everything. Mm-hmm. I would probably want to know first date, but I wouldn't put myself in that unless he did. But I don't really find it a red flag if he does talk about his ex on the first date. Only if he talks badly about her. Yeah. Then I'm like, that's a bad sign. Like, what are you going to say about me? Like, this is not, like, have respect for your ex, whether you're with her or not. Mm-hmm. But I don't really find it that bad if he brings it up. It just depends, like, the context of it and how, if he's, like, the whole date is that, like, get the fuck out of my face. Yeah. But if he briefly mentions it, like, obviously you've had a past, you know? So I don't think it's bad. Will I avoid it? Maybe first date, yeah. Second, I would say. But sometimes it happens on first and I'm not like, I'm running away. Yeah. Like, whatever.
For sure. I mean, I do think, like, first date should be really about you and, like, talking about yourself. I feel like exes, unless you're saying like, oh, when was your past relationship? Like that's obviously like a fine question to ask.
I think
I
just keep it to a minimal, you know? Don't go like too in depth.
I feel like third, fourth date, when you're like really getting to know each other, I feel like there it's really like, okay, like what happened in your past relationship? Like, you know, what's the deal? Like, because I feel like it's important to know. And also it's important to know if you have somebody's crazy ex. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at least let me know if I'm going to have some bitch showing up at my door.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But I don't really have that many. Like, my questions are very on the spot.
Yeah. Like, it depends. Like, if they drop a fork, then I have a fork question. Like, I don't know. It's
just have to be able to go with the flow and like just.
They're like, we get it. You're two podcasters who know how to do this.
Oh, my, you're experts.
What do we do?
So something that I like to talk about actually, because I feel like it's a really like simple topic, is asking about like traveling. Like if you've traveled anywhere, like what's your, even if they haven't, like where would you like to go?
Okay.
Because I think that's such an interesting topic that you can kind of relate on. Both people can like chime in on.
Yeah, I like that one. I'm gonna use that one. Thank you.
Write it down. Good. What else do I like to talk about? I like to talk about I know this doesn't sound weird, but like sometimes on dates,
Dreams and goals.
yeah, definitely dreams and goals, like where you plan to live, like, and you're like, do you plan to stay in Montreal?
Yeah.
Like talking about like just like future stuff and just like what you see for yourself. I feel like in the beginning, it's so much so like we're two separate people, like just you're letting me know who I am.
Yeah.
Whereas like down the line, it starts being like, how do we fit together? Does that make sense? Like, I don't know how to explain that.
Yeah, I get it completely.
It's like in the beginning, you're saying, yeah, I want to go here. I want to go there. I want to go do this. But then like the more you go down, the more it becomes like, how, like, what do we like about each other? I don't know how to explain that. Like,
Yeah.
how do we relate to each other?
yeah.
Yeah, it is what it is.
At the beginning, you're just like, okay, it's all like you're just imagining, and then you're like, okay, how are we fitting this mold together?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Bella donna.
Bella donna.
So one thing that I find hilarious, and we were talking about this the other day.
I already know.
So I was talking with Alessia, and I find this the funniest thing ever. Okay, can you close
Yeah,
down
I'm
your?
sorry,
Can you
sorry.
Lower the volume on your snow pants, please.
Well, last episode with Nima, we were like, we need snow pants, and here I am.
Here you are. You brought them. I brought my onesie suit. So the funniest thing about dating in the beginning, there's so many things that like. I can't explain it. Dating is so awkward because you're in this like intimate thing, getting to know someone, but you're
Well, you're not yourself. It's
you're not
fake.
yourself.
It's fake.
But you're still so far. Like everything is so calculated, so like thought about. It's so like
Yeah.
like even like the me walking down my steps. It's like I'm thinking about like every step that I'm gonna take. You know, like everything is so calculated. And one of the things that I find the most hilarious thing, I was talking about this with a friend, is like when you're dating someone. Obviously, you guys are hooking up, whatever, you know? But every time you go on a new date, it's like it all restarts. They pick you up, you double kiss them on the cheek.
Like you didn't suck their fucking dick the night before.
You know what I mean? Hey,
It's always
how are
pretend.
you? It's always pretend. Get in the car, sit down. There's no more of that ratchetness we were doing 2 days ago.
Nope, there isn't.
We're back to...
Like, at what point are you just like, KK, like we fucked? Like...
But see, that's what I want to know. When you hook up with someone, obviously, like you made out, you hooked up, you had sex, whatever it is. You know? The next time you see them, do you kiss them when you see them?
I'm doing kiss on the cheeks.
You're doing kiss on the cheek.
Yeah.
So at what point is it make out when I see you? It's a tricky one.
Oh, that's a tricky one.
It's fucking
That's
tricky.
really one that you just got to be in the moment. You gotta feel the feels.
It's because for me, if I'm making out with you when I see you, shit's serious.
Well, if we're kissing when I see you, then for me, we're dating.
Well, yeah.
Okay, people are gonna go, this girl's like psycho.
Well, no, I kind of agree because, I mean,
Look, like,
it's hard to say. If we're seeing each other,
okay, I have different
no answer.
views to seeing and dating. I don't even, guys, I'm that old fart who's like, what's the difference?
well, I thought dating was one thing and everybody keeps telling me dating is another thing. So whatever.
Yeah, dating apparently is like, you're actually just
You're
like,
just going on dates.
you're just going on dates and like you're dating other men. Meanwhile, like you could say like, I'm dating this guy.
Yeah. Like I'm going on dates with him. For me, I thought it was in a relationship.
Same.
Yeah.
Guys, write in the comments what the fuck dating is. I don't
But
even
now
know
I kind of
these days.
agree with that. Like I'm dating him means like we're going on dates. Like I get that. But like
Yeah.
at what point are you kissing on the lips when you say hi? Even though he was spitting in your fucking mouth
Yeah.
the day before.
Yeah. And then you're doing
Jeez.
cheek.
Sometimes you even do like a one cheek, like, hey.
That's a tough one, honestly.
Like at what point does it change?
It also depends like the conversations you're having, where this is going. Do you see a future? Like these are all things. Like if you're fuck buddies,
Well, do fuck buddies go on dinner dates?
I mean, I don't know. I don't know, man.
I don't have the answer to this question.
I don't.
I think once it starts getting more serious and you guys are seeing each other on like a regular basis, and maybe it's not just dinner dates. Like I feel like dinner dates, like you're still dating.
Yeah.
Maybe you're like seeing each other. It's like you could kiss when you get picked up. But it's a very tricky.
Yeah.
It's a very
And I don't think like you're ever gonna go in. You're just gonna. But then it's like, do you have the conversation? You know what I mean?
Hey,
like,
do we kiss now when I see you?
well, like, how? I don't know. Like, how did it work with your ex? Like, I can't even think of it.
I don't remember.
I don't remember. Why do we always
I
forget
don't
that
remember.
part?
I think with my ex though was different because our dating periods very quickly ended up being like seeing each other at a night out and then going home together. So like we didn't have that many like dinner dates, like that whole long dating period.
Right.
It was a lot of like chilling.
Yeah, and like I'm thinking to my last relationship, like it ended, like we started dating quickly, so it's like, yeah, we were, I don't know.
So I have another question for you.
Oh God, here we go.
Minka?
It's the question, please.
At what point do you decide like either, okay, this is gonna be serious, or like, you know what, I'm not into you, like I don't even feel like doing dates with you anymore? Like, what's your turning point?
For me,
Yeah.
first date. If I go on a second date with you, it's because I see myself dating you.
Okay.
That's how like very aware I am.
So you wouldn't just like go on dates with someone just to get to know them, like cash?
I don't know. Like I try and think of like my energy and my space, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I don't. Or maybe recently now, I'm just like, no.
Right.
Why do it again?
Right.
Unless it's like benefiting the group and like we're all going out to dinner, like okay, like
Benefiting the group.
like let's say I'm going on like a double date or
Right,
something.
right. Yeah, I get what you're saying.
I don't know. Like for me, if like something turned me off, why am I gonna go and stick my head in there again?
I mean, it's not a bad way to think.
No, I mean, why?
Yeah. So like, let's say you move on to the second date. That means like, okay, you're like, oh, let's see where this goes because I'm down for a relationship. Like I see you as potential.
I mean, yeah, you're way more, because that's how we should all date, I think.
Yeah.
If you're not feeling it the first date, why the fuck are we giving other chances? That's how we fall in the kind of like category of like being persuaded and like the red flags starting to disappear because we're going back into it. So
Yeah.
we're like trying to find things we like about them, and then we're like in this limbo stage of like, I don't know, but he does this, and then he does this, and then you're on third date, fourth date, and then all of a sudden you're fucking dating somebody that you probably didn't have intentions to. So I think that's why now I'm like, nah, if I'm not feeling it on a first date, why would I trick my mind and start playing games with myself? No, I'm not into it.
I
My
actually,
God, I
that
think
was
that's
actually the best thing you ever said, I think.
My God.
Jeez.
Yeah, no.
Well, I totally see what you're saying, and I think it also depends where you're at. Like,
Yeah.
I've in the past dated guys casually, as like we would go on dinner dates, and like I was dating that person in particular. I knew I was never gonna date them. I knew I like didn't have like that kind of feelings towards them, but it was like casual. We would go on dates, but honestly, all those times they ended kind of like shit because they wanted more, and I was just like, oh well,
Yeah.
I'm not interested.
Yeah.
But I think it was just where I was at that time. I
Yeah.
just was cash.
It's timing.
But I do get what you're saying.
To get what you say. To get what you said.
But I'm also very much a person where it's like, if I'm putting energy on someone, I'm just gonna put energy on you.
Yeah.
Like I hate like talking to 10 guys or like dating multiple people. It's like you said, it's like once you know, it's like, okay,
See, like, but
yes
that's
or
the
no.
thing. That's where we're different. Like, I'll still have my eggs in like 8 baskets and like not be like, I'm only talking to you and I like you and
Yeah.
I'm only gonna talk to you. Like, I'm still open-minded like that. But I think if I'm giving you the time of day to go on several dates, that's where I'm more like, okay, like obviously I see something with you, and that's why I keep showing up.
Right.
You know, because if I didn't, then I wouldn't even do that.
Do that.
Do that. Do that. We could always be almost good. We could always. But we always have that fucking.
Okay, so at what point? Okay, I want to know when this became my podcast.
Yeah. First of all, you're dating now. I'm not really going on dates. I mean, I am, but like not really.
At what point? Okay, so I want to ask.
Okay, no, ask, but we will both discuss.
At what point do you think like, okay, the relationship turns exclusive? The dating, not relationship. The like you're talking to someone, you're seeing someone.
I'll give you a
Oh, no, the
second.
Fiji's not here
No,
this time.
no.
Give me a
Guys,
break.
when we have no water, we're actually like try the dessert harders.
Okay.
The who?
The Saharadars. Wait, who? Wait, can you repeat that?
No.
Run the tapes back.
No. Guys, find you a friend group who will just allow you to get through that and just ignore it. It
I would
doesn't
never.
happen in our friend group.
It doesn't.
If you fuck up, you can't even go ahead with your story. Nobody's gonna allow you.
And you know my problem is I do that to everyone.
Oh, yeah.
And like people are not like, I'll do that to like I'll like make fun of them fucking up a word and they pull like a, and I'm like I'm just kidding. I'm sorry. Like that's my humor. Like my bad.
No.
But like they don't like it.
No.
People don't like it.
We're in New York and we're doing it with our friend, and he's like, "You actually think you're gonna?" After what you did, I need 20 minutes to forget about what you just did. You can come back to me then. But like, you're not just gonna keep going like you didn't fuck up. Like, we're gonna stop right now. Like, don't try and just keep going like it didn't happen.
Don't patch it up. Like we're gonna stop. We're gonna talk about the fuck that you fuck. The fuck that you fuck. Whatever. At what point in the At what point when you're seeing someone, dating someone, does it turn exclusive for you?
They have to make the first move.
Okay.
I just have to wait for them to be like, this is how I feel about you, blah, 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 blah,
Conversation.
blah. It's always about communication and
Has to be straight
conversation.
up.
Yeah. And then I have to be in a space where I feel comfortable enough to be like, yeah, cool. I'm digging that too. That's where I'm at. Beautiful. Let's make it exclusive. But like,
Yeah.
I will never be the one to be like, hey, let's have the conversation.
Right.
I don't know. But it's not like it's like a guy has to do it versus girl. It just has to be like same energy, same vibe. You're both chatting and it just happens.
Right. And I do think it's something that needs to be spoken about because I feel like it could very easily be like, what? Like, I feel like sometimes dating, people think a certain thing because like you know what I mean? Like, there's so much, like, I don't know how to say that. Like, there's so much confusion with dating because, like I said, it's like you're very intimate, but still very reserved from each other because you're still like in that kind of awkward stage of getting to know each other. So things could get misinterpreted.
Miss what? Misinterpreted.
Misinterpreted.
We can make that into a beat.
So I think things can get misinterpreted so easily. So it's really important when you're dating to actually have conversations about things. And the worst part is that that's the worst time where no one wants to have a conversation about something.
Yeah.
You don't feel comfortable to sit down and make it serious. Like nobody ever wants to be the one to make it serious. But I'm telling you, like, that's what you have to do. Because or else you're both going to be like, oh yeah, I think we're on the same page. And then you're not. And then somebody's getting hurt. Somebody's pissed. Somebody thinks you're exclusive when you're not. You know, like there's so many...
Yeah, I think if you're communicating the whole time about like what you both want and where you're at, you're able to like respect someone's boundaries and still be there for them.
Right.
Because you're not in your head, so you're not creating all these scenarios and then hating them, but not having the discussion about it.
Exactly.
You know?
Totally agree. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for listening to us on another week of the Chemical X podcast. As usual, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, comment down below. Let us know, let us know if you agree or disagree with any of these points as usual.
Yeah. See you later.
See you later.
This is going to be one episode. You're going to be like, send to me before I got to rewatch it. I got to reanalyze it. I'm going to tell you what parts to delete.
I don't know if I can watch this one. I'm going to be honest.
The
Chemical X.